Hello friends. Now let us take up the unit number 1, Basics of Function Oriented Programming, FOP. In this, the concept number 1.1, Understanding FOP Approach. Actually, C language is a pure function oriented programming language. This means a C program is a collection of one or more functions. If it is having only one function, that should be the main function. Now, before understanding the FOP approach, we have to understand the real world approach. In real world, almost we implement the same approach only. That what I call is a specialist oriented approach. That means if we have to get done any task and all that, what we do, we analyze that and we appoint a set of corresponding specialists. By collective contribution of all the specialists, the work is done. That you know, that I want to show you illustratively and consider these examples and all that. Suppose this is you. You want to get your house cleaned. Then what to do? You appoint a cleaner. Suppose you want to get your house painted. Then what to do? You appoint two specialists. One is painter, other one is cleaner. After painting and all that, your house may become dirty. Then for the cleaning purpose, you are appointing a cleaner. You want to get your house shifted from one place to one house to other house. Then what you are doing, you are appointing three types of specialists: packer, lifter, mover. Three types of specialists you are engaging, and by collective contribution of the three types of specialists, your house got shifted. Next, you want to get your house constructed. Then you appoint a big set of specialists: architect, engineer, mason, transporter, plumber, electrician, carpenter, etc. and all that. This is the real life model. Everybody can accept it. Okay. Now, if you analyze this, by the contribution of the cleaner is one type of specialist. By contribution of the cleaner, your house got cleaned. By contribution of the two specialists, painter and the cleaner, your house got painted as well as cleaned. By contribution of three specialists like packer, lifter and mover, your house got shifted from one house to other house. By collective contribution of number of specialists like architect, engineer, mason, transporter, electrician, plumber, carpenter, etc., your house got constructed. This is the real life model. In this context, one very important thing I have to tell you. Here we name him depending on the work he is doing. So a painter should paint, a cleaner should clean. But one person only, if he takes up two jobs and all that, you have to treat them as two specialists. When he is painting, he is the painter, and when he is cleaning, he is the cleaner. That should be the consideration for this example. The same principle is applicable here. Suppose a group of people are doing all the three jobs. When they are doing packing job, those are treated as packers. When they are doing lifting job, those are lifters. When they are moving, transporting the goods, then they are movers. In that way, you have to consider. Then this example is 100% valid. Here, what we call them, generally, what we call them specialists. These are why you are engaging them, because those are specialists in certain fields. He is specialist in painting, he is specialist in cleaning. That's why you are engaging. So we call them as specialists. When come to individual and all that, they have specific names like painter, electrician, architect, engineer, mason, carpenter, etc. and all that. So this is the real life model. The same model we are extending for the C programming also. Understand? There we are giving a different name. That different name is called function. So function means, don't treat as a technical name and all that. It is like your real life specialist. In this manner, you please understand each and every concept in the programming. Then you can very easily own it. You love it. When you have to explain, you will have lot of stuff. And when you have to write exam and all that, you never search for the stuff. Entire thing you have. That is most relevant stuff that you have to understand. Okay, now let us extend this one to the programming. Then you can realize that. Now here I am writing you. What is the role of you? For all these activities, you are the manager. You are calling all these people. You are engaging all these people. They are working according to your instruction. So your role is the manager. So for C programs also, some manager should be there. Who is that manager? There is a standard manager and its name is main. Main. So this is, you understand that illustratively, it is like a mains office. Mains office. So here main is the manager. Now you are the boss, is your manager. You entrust a task to your main. Then depending on the task you entrust to the main calls relevant specialists. Just I will tell you. Here you are the boss. You entrusted your program one task, that is preparation of marks report. Preparation of marks report. Okay, this simple task. Then this task is entrusted to the main. Then main calls the corresponding specialist. I am not going into the coding details and all that. Just I am explaining the strategy, how we are applying in the real life, how the same principle or same strategy we are applying into C. That I want to tell you. Now you see that if you analyze this activity, you can find 4 types of activities, 4 types of sub activities. One is reading marks. After reading marks, you have to find out total. After finding out total, you have to find out, calculate average. After calculating average and all that, marks report is printed in a format. So simply now you see read marks. This is a function. Whatever marks you get in 5 papers or 6 papers, it reads. That means it takes from the keyboard and stores in the computer memory. That is taking from the keyboard is called reading process. Thereafter calculate total marks. Actually part of the marks report we give total marks also. That's why we have to calculate total marks. Thereafter calculate average marks or percentage of marks. Here you see that one logical order is there. After finding out total marks only, you can find out average marks. Okay, so average marks formula is total marks by number of papers. Thereafter all the data required for marks report is ready. Now print marks report. See that. Now if you compare both the examples, then both are alike. Now you see, you want to get your house shifted, you called 3 specialists. Depending on the task, you called this set of specialists. Depending on this task, you called this type of specialist. Depending on the task, you called this type of specialist. Now your main also Being a manager, you are manager here, your main also is a manager for your program and all that. A main. Now the task is this. Depending on the task, and it calls the specialist. How you behaved in real life, main also behave the same fashion. By that, how this task is performed, by collective contribution of these four functions, this task is performed. By collective contribution of all these specialists, your house is constructed. So now I hope that both are similar, both approaches are similar. Whatever approach we are following in the real life is extended uh, in C programs. Now I introduce the simplest C program, that is main. This is the body. Actually, this is the simplest C program. But every program must have a task. Now you get a doubt, what task is there? It is also having a task. What is the task? Doing nothing. Doing nothing you may not consider as an activity. But in programming, doing nothing is also a valid activity. Sometimes we require that. So now what job we have entrusted to main? We have entrusted doing nothing job to main. For doing nothing purpose, which specialists are required? No specialist is required. What results are generated? No results are generated. But technically, this is 100% a valid program. And you can compile it, you can execute it. The result of this program is nothing, because it is not doing anything, doing nothing. When it is required, you may get it out. In many occasions, while program is executed, we want a pause. Pause means program should run, but it should not do anything. That's what we call pause. For example, you go to an ATM, bank ATM, you insert your card. After that, it asks you your PIN. Now you have several pins and all that, you are trying to recollect. Immediately you have to press the PIN number, but you are just trying to recall. Then your program is already on. In the meantime, what that program should do? That program should do something that is doing nothing. If it does not do nothing and all that, again the main screen will come. Again you have to insert your card. Again the same process is started. So I think in this context, doing nothing is a valid activity. That means program should work, but you should wait for your instruction. So this is a special case, just as a matter of principle I am explaining. And for actually for doing nothing sake, we never write any program and all that. That you must understand. Here one very important principle I have to tell you, that is function oriented analysis. Actually, whenever a task is entrusted to you, it may be programming task or real life task, then immediately what, suppose in real life one task is entrusted to you, immediately what you think of, which type of you analyze that, what is the nature of job, what are the contents in that, what are the sub activities in that. Then first you identify the sub activities and then you appoint the corresponding specialist. Am I right? That is specialist oriented analysis you made. As far as some programming task is entrusted and all that, don't simply seeing that, you should not develop any dismay towards that. Actually, you have to analyze that. Your aptitude and common sense plays a vital role there. Then you have to analyze that. Then what are the subtasks? Now simple program I showed you, marks report, printing a marks report. You may think it is a single activity, but if you analyze that, there are 4 core activities in that: reading marks, calculate total, calculate average, and print report. That analysis is very core. If you want to become programmer and all that, then first you activate your brain. Your brain should work and it should generate result. It should develop the analytical and logical power. So whenever you give a task and all that, immediately you should be in a position to analyze that. You have to identify the subtask. Understand? That is called function oriented analysis. So whenever a task is given, your function oriented analysis is started, like in real life. In real life, how you think of which specialists are required? Here, which functions are required? That is the core job. After that, you write main, and for handling each and every activity, you appoint a function. Here, one basic principle of C is there. For each and every activity, you have to appoint a function. However simple it is. Suppose it may require one line of code, even though if it is a independent job, you have to write a separate function. Already I showed you one example, that is total marks. Total marks will be part of your marks report. That is an independent activity. For that, only one line of code is there. What is one line of code? That is, formula is total marks is equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus P4 plus P5. If we have 5 papers, the sum of the marks in 5 papers. One line of code. Even though one separate function with the correct name, self-explanatory name, you have to create, calculate total marks. Then people easily understand what it is doing. Suppose I told you painter has come, then you never ask me who has come. Painter has come means simply by its name you are able to understand one specialist has come whose specialization is painting. Understand? In that way, for all functions you have to give self-explanatory names. That point always you remember, and for each and every identifiable job, however small it is, you have to define a separate function, and you have to give a self-explanatory name. Calculate total marks, calculate average marks, print marks report, like that. Self-explanatory names you have to give. And one more principle is there. If a function consists of big task and all that, then as far as possible you try to divide it as simpler unit, if possible. If it is so big and all that, you have to divide it into small pieces. Suppose if it is not possible and all that, then you have to define only single function. So if you want to become a programmer and all that, then in a good C programmer, then you should understand the spirit of function oriented analysis, and you have to apply the same analysis in design process of your program.